Fairy Tail is back, and we start off where we left off with the illusion. Specifically, the Gray illusion, where he's now fighting Hien. Gray is a little bit confused to see Hien because he's an animal person, and those don't exist in the Fairy Tail universe. Well, except for that one dude. But that has never been explained. Other than that, there are no animal people. And so, Gray is now confused, but as soon as Hien attacks him, Gray kind of loses all interest in the whole subject of animal people and decides, okay, we're fighting. And this turns into an ice sword fight, where Gray actually makes his own sword out of ice, like he does, and the two of them are just trying to cut each other down with ice just flying everywhere. Nakajima continues to chase after Wendy, where she decides to use her wind abilities against it, and it blows off one of his feathers. And Wendy's confused about this because he's a flower, and so shouldn't that be a petal, not a feather, or at least a leaf? But no, it's a feather. This is a joke from Rave Master, where he actually loses that exact same feather, and then he complains about it, and Haru's like, wait, that's a feather? Those are feathers? I thought you were a flower. What are you? And we never actually get a proper explanation of what this dude is or his species, because we meet more than one in Rave Master. Back in Lucy's illusion, Griffin then starts to grope her breast. She, of course, then kicks him over and over again, freaking out about this. And, of course, Raj is laughing his ass off, enjoying the whole mess. In fact, he specifically even brings up the fact that Griff wouldn't be allowed in today's day and age. He's a character that is really fucked up. With that being said, I don't entirely believe that he wouldn't be allowed, because Meliodas is a character that did exist quite recently. But I suppose Griff goes way further than that, because he specifically groped his woman, while on the other hand, Griff goes after any woman. That might be crossing the line. Happy and Charlotte are still in the bar, and so they're actually witnessing what's happening. They're actually wondering what is going on, and the bartender apparently just knows how Raj's power works and even tells them it's an illusion spell, and that while they're trapped in there, the fires are slowly burning them away until they're dead. Just to point this out to you, all they have to do is just ask this bartender, and he might know all the abilities of all of Fire and Flame members. But I have a feeling he's not going to show up in the next chapter, which means they're not going to ask him about any of that, but still, he'd be a very important source of information, just saying. So, Happy and Carla then decide they're going to go out the back door so they don't get caught in the flames and attack Raj from behind. While this is happening, the others begin to realize that this isn't entirely real. For example, Gray notices that even though these are ice attacks, none of them feel cold. In fact, it feels like his body's burning. So he begins to realize it's an illusion. Same thing goes for Wendy and Lucy. While Lucy's beating up Griffin, she begins to realize he's also hot, and that confuses her because he's a jelly. If he was a jelly and hot, he would be melting. Carla and Happy then kick Raj off the building, knocking him down and erasing the illusion, also screaming out to everyone that it's an illusion, which allows them to break out of it. Now, other than his illusion magic, this dude is pretty weak. So what happens next for this guy is a one-shot. Gray then decides to use his ice make magic to create Hien's sword, and he decides to do the exact same move that Hien was doing before to him, and he just both cuts and freezes Raj. And somehow Raj is able to scream even while frozen. I guess that was a pretty painful attack. But the point is, he was one-shotted, he's defeated, it's all over for him. He'll probably show up later in the arc. Probably the character that everyone makes fun of for being so weak or whatever. I guarantee he'll fight probably a weaker member of the Fairy Tail Guild, because they'll probably show up again for this arc, because this is the final fight after all. And of course the chapter ends off with more nudity and fan service. Well, I suppose this isn't really fan service, since you don't actually get to see anything serious. The one you see the most nudity out of is Gray, and it makes sense because he literally has fire illusion magic where he's trying to burn you alive as he's doing an illusion. Yeah, it makes sense that all their clothes got burned. Of course, this isn't always an easy fix for the Fairy Tail team, because Lucy can just summon clothes from the spirit world. She always does it, so it doesn't really matter. So here's the question. Who gets credit for the first win of the Fairy Tail against Fire and Flame? Does the win go to Gray for taking out Raj, or does it go to Carla and Happy for knocking them out of the illusion? Just saying, one of these people gotta have credit for this win. If I'm being completely honest, I'd probably have to go with Gray, for the simple fact that he was beginning to realize it was an illusion, so he probably was able to escape anyway. Same thing with Lucy and Wendy. They were all realizing this is an illusion, and they were going to escape at some point. I couldn't imagine that they were actually going to get burned alive before then. I mean, his illusion magic has that one giant weakness, simple fact that it is fire, and you can feel yourself burning. Honestly, he needs to build up his magic power if he wants to actually kill someone before they figure out his spell. Otherwise, it's just too easy to figure out that it's an illusion. Anyway, if you enjoyed this video, subscribe, give a thumbs up so you enjoy more Fairy Tail and other May things. Thank you, and have a great day.